Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan, and this is your energy reading. It is collective and it is timeless. So whenever you come across this video, it is the right time for you to be getting this message. You are asking God, Source, the universe, your higher self, divine, inspiration, clarification, guidance, confirmation. You were looking for something on some issue that you've been dealing with, or something that's going to come up either today, may have come up yesterday, or going into tomorrow. Sometimes these readings are a little bit longer than just the single day, but this is a timeless reading. I do record these. Obviously, I am recording it during a specific season and that kind of thing. Right now, we are going through a hell of a energetic cycle on the planet. If you are listening to this reading when I've just uploaded it on this date specifically, we are coming out of a lunar eclipse and we are coming into a solar eclipse with a comet in a couple of days. So kind of crazy energy in general. But again, these are timeless readings. So whenever you found this video, regardless of what the season and day is, it is the right time for you to be getting this message. So thank you so much for new and returning friends. Please feel welcome in this space. This is our time to heal ourselves, and therefore we heal the planet. It's as simple as that. I've been going on and on ad nauseum about this. You guys know, for returning friends, I will only keep saying that message as long as Spirit keeps giving it to me. Okay? So, for what it's worth, we are being called to heal ourselves, to allow ourselves to heal. It's not so much what we do, as in we can make something happen to heal. No, we allow. We go into the flow of healing. So today's oracle card is from Stephen D. Farmer's Earth Magic deck. We've been going through that the past few weeks, and today's card is Iceberg, which represents Submerged. And I haven't read the extended reading in the book yet. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. But these images, these cards for us, are our portals. These are how we connect me to you, and then us collectively to divine through these readings in this moment. So I want to take this opportunity to just get a sense of the energy from the card, from this image that we are both looking at right now. You and I are looking at the same thing at the same moment, okay? We know icebergs. Just about everybody knows that there's so much of it that's under the water that you cannot see. It is, I don't remember the percentages. I think it has to do with water temperature and salinity and a whole bunch of other things, I expect. But what we can see above the surface is a very small fraction, like 15% and 85% or something like that, some crazy thing like that. You can feel free in the comments to correct me. I have no problem with that. Go for it. If you have that information, please feel free to add that in. But what you see is not all there is. So we are being called to discern within ourselves and within our 3D experience. It reminds me very much of the story of the blind men that found an elephant. One thought he found a snake. He had a hold of the tail. It was long and thin and flexible, very flexible like a snake. One thought he found a tree because he'd found the leg, and it was very thick and sturdy and straight up and down, and another one thought he found, something else because he was feeling another part of the elephant. So what we are thinking we are seeing in our 3D experience is a very small fraction. We know that in the quantum field, 99.999999% or more, I don't remember the exact percentage, but it's a whole bunch of nines. That part is in the quantum that we cannot see. It's outside of that 3D experience that we can touch and feel with our hands, see with our eyes. Okay? It's out of our experience on this 3D plane. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just ask the people on the Titanic, okay? So let's take a look in the book and find out what the extended reading is for our energy for the day, okay? This is Iceberg, and it stands for submerged. Up to 90% of an iceberg's body is below the surface, deeply submerged in the bosom of Grandmother Ocean. Yet Grandmother allows considerable freedom for her enormous children, permitting them to move about as dictated by the currents and their own momentum. Having broken off from a glacier or ice shelf, they float along the sea, much to the detriment of vessels that attempt to traverse their passageways. Most of us have heard stories of ill-fated ships that have had tragic encounters with these ice mountains. Although the topmost portion of an iceberg can easily be seen, there's still a massive amount of its body below the water that may be difficult to detect. And that which remains unseen can fool us and perhaps even be dangerous and damaging. Whatever you suppress or deny or attempt to keep out of conscious awareness will show up somehow and somewhere. These are your shadow aspects. At one time, you put them out of your consciousness for good reason, yet they remain contained by shame and guilt. Sometimes these submerged aspects of yourself are projected onto others so that they mirror those denied or suppressed parts of you, and you may even harshly judge these characteristics when they are exhibited in others. Now is the time to allow these elements to surface and embrace them. These may make up some part of self-expression, a secret dream that you wish to accomplish, or even uglier aspects that are difficult to acknowledge or accept. Whatever you have submerged deep inside of you, this is your opportunity to pay attention to those things and welcome them to the family called you. Ah, that is a beautiful reading. So we are called for introspection at this time to identify those things about ourselves personally or about our environment, our situations in all of our various realms of finance and relationships and personal physical health, our home environment, our actual physical structure that we live in, and the things that fill it, and the things that we use, the things that we eat, all of that stuff. Okay, there's the part we can see, and then there is the majority of the rest of it that we cannot see, that really makes up the majority of it. I have been it's kind of funny. This is healing the planet, right? This is that ancestral healing. This is being able to accept. You don't have to agree with. Like I said, I've shared before on this channel, I had a very difficult upbringing, and I had two choices. I could continue that lifestyle. I could continue finding other relationships that mirrored what my parents had and continue that cycle. My brother did that, but I chose not to. I chose to do something different. So I chose a different path outside of that, and I broke that chain. But in order for me to do it, I had to be willing to examine it from a place of love and acceptance, and be willing to agree this thing happened to a former person that I was. But I'm not that child anymore. I'm not that little 6-year-old that was fighting her father to get out the door to run next door and call the police to have them come and take him away because he was beating my mother. Okay? I'm not that child anymore. I don't have to fight. I don't have to win. I don't have to be in a constant battle. I don't have to be in a constant struggle for survival, to protect myself And those that I love, that I feel are threatened, I don't have to do any of that anymore. That's not my world, because I've chosen to have a different world. So my relationships now are filled with people who have loving relationships with each other and with me, and I have with them. And it's amazing. Once you just have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing. It's a hard path. This is not, the Bible talks about the way to heaven is narrow, and a lot of people, you can't bring a lot of ego through that. You can't thread that eye of the needle with a whole bunch of stuff that you have not identified and understand, so that you can navigate around and with them, actually with them. It's a dance. Life is a dance, and we are invited to take a part in it, not be apart from it, but be part of it. Okay? So there's the difference. We're not sending the shadow away. We're not dismissing it. We are incorporating it. It's like trying to cut off an iceberg's base, and just have the tip. Nothing would happen. It would just sink down and become a new form with more hidden underneath. So it doesn't work that way. You have to be willing to do the work, which means doing your discernment, understanding those parts, those aspects of you that no longer serve that purpose of achieving the best that you can be, so that you show others how to do it. Okay? We teach by example, and others learn by watching us. So that's our energy reading for the day. Please feel free to share in the comments if this resonated with you. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, I invite you to do that as well. Have a blessed day, and ciao for now.